The second part is we're seeing the first big example of big tech, big media, big government collusion. Because this, like my friends on the left, family member on the left, lawyer family members on the left, haven't even heard of a single criticism. They haven't heard of the criticism about what this means legally. They haven't heard of any of the criticism about the safety and efficacy issues. They'll actually put out things that, again, I'll tell them, by the way, this actually contradicts the FDA's own fact sheet that it has to distribute legally about the vaccine. You're making claims the FDA says are not true. And yet they believe them because they got it from CNN and MSNBC and the New York Times. And what's happening is why haven't they seen anything dissident? Because Facebook has censored it, because YouTube has censored it, because Twitter has censored it. So they're not seeing, they are really siloed. They've created a propaganda machine with the big tech, big media, big government collusion, especially in the COVID-19 public health intervention context. And that's why people don't know basic facts about what's going on. So that's half of it. The other half of it is they're attacking people from so many different angles at the same time that they're removing the possibility of one central source. So all of a sudden it's your employer, or then it's your local school board, or then it's someone else, and they're doing it just like they did a lot of the public health lockdowns last year. So it's coming so fast from so many different angles that they're negating the ability of public resistance. And at the same time, people are being told my job's at risk. And so there's people who would rather not let the world know that they don't want to take the vaccine because now their job is at risk, their status is at risk, everything else is at risk. And so now there is legal pushback still because Bobby Kennedy has been fighting this for many years. And it gives you an idea of the politics of all this. Here you have the most famous son of the most famous liberal Democratic political family in the history of America by far, who is being completely suppressed, censored, defamed, smeared, solely because he's willing to assert children's legal rights concerning this. And this is a group of people, children are the least susceptible to this virus and some of the most vulnerable to things going AWOL with the vaccine. And so that's a group whose legal rights should be completely protected, informed consent completely protected. Well, in D.C., Bobby Kennedy had to sue because the District of Columbia was going to forcibly vaccinate children without their parents' knowledge or consent. That's what's happened. They're using every institution where they have control. It looks more like Soviet Russia than it looks like constitutional America. Just
Absolutely.
putting it bluntly.
Absolutely. Commissar makes the order. Anybody who doesn't follow, it doesn't matter what the legal basis of the order is, it just makes the order. Everybody must obey. If they don't obey, well, all sorts of terrible things happen to them, both in terms of their social position and in terms of everything else.